We are officially live.
You're back, my man. You're back on the Babs Live podcast. You're back.
I was about to announce your podcast. We are officially live on the LYFE podcast, guys. Welcome back.
We have you on. Next time we have you on, we'll let you do the intro.
Bet. Damn, hell yeah, dude. But, so what does LYFE stand for again? Wait, let me guess. Live your fullest everything. I can't.
It's close. Right, it's close. Yeah. You know it. You know it.
Live.
You've heard it.
I know you've told me a million times.
No, I haven't.
Always re-ask you.
It's live yourself for every day.
Live yourself for every day. Right.
Yeah. I like that motto. Yeah. You gotta be happy with what you're doing. You gotta. No. I feel like there's so many people out there that are like wanting to do different things and trying to find themselves. So it's like you gotta live yourself. Figure that out.
That's something I struggle with. Recently I've been like trying to balance like wanting to make it and wanting to be successful and at the same time enjoying life. Like part of me wants to just say, fuck it, I'm just gonna grind. I'm gonna grind like David Goggins. Suffering is a privilege, and just grind my way through it. And then another part of me is like, am I being foolish? Should I like actually enjoy life? Like, so yeah, what do you think about that? Like, do you think I should work hard? I know you're not my therapist, but do you think I should work hard or have like a balance where I'm like really just, I think it's an obvious answer. Like I should just have a balance.
But the thing is, it's so hard to have a balance. Like you have, like, I mean, I agree with that. I think it's important that everyone has a balance. I think work-life balance is important, but at the same time, it's so difficult to achieve that. And then like you have those dreams and aspirations, which I think like I do too. That's something how we relate and connect on is like, it's important to us that we want to make it. And, but in doing that, we might have a different work-life balance than say other people that want to just work a job and then come home, like we want to work a day job and then work on our side project at night. So that way, one day we don't have to work on our day job. And we have to find our own work-life balance in that, and someone else has to find their work-life balance. So that's why it's like, it's easy, it's as blurry blanket statement to just be like, I want to have a work-life balance. It's like, okay, but like, what do you want to do? So it's important, like I said, like do what you want to do, work as hard as you want to do, and find your own balance. If you want, like your balance, there are people's balances that could be working 60 hours a week and then hanging out for 10. Like that is a thing, obviously the math isn't right there, but I don't know how many hours are in a week. Could probably figure that out. But
that just made me think, like, I guess you just got to listen to your body, because there are definitely times where I'm like overworked and I try to work more, but I'm not actually getting a lot done. I'm kind of like distracted, going on Instagram, not as effective, not as creative. So it's like, maybe in that moment, okay, let's just take a break, let's just watch a movie or something, go out. But yeah, I like what you said about that. That's facts. Cause like, I am not okay with like just working a job and going home. Matter of fact, I actually like, I just got a new job and it's a good job. The people there are nice. The manager's awesome. They love me. But this is my first real job in like years. So it's very humbling. Like I'm back, like fucking scrubbing toilets again. Like that's part of my side duty. Let me just be honest. Let me be humble. And every time I'm doing all these things that I'm not used to doing anymore, it's like, holy fuck, this is my future if I don't like pick up my own career, my own business. And it's very scary. And at the same time, it's very motivating. It's like, oh, fuck this. As soon as I get home, I don't care if I'm tired. I don't care if I feel like I'm going to pass out because I worked all day. I'm going to at least get 1 hour of editing in, even when I don't feel like it. And I feel like if I don't push it, it's like nothing's getting done. Like I'm not producing enough content to further myself if I don't push it when I'm tired. So
yeah, I can relate with that. I have moments where I sit there and I'm like, oh, I'm not doing enough. And I have a very bad tendency myself when I feel like I'm not doing enough. It kind of can snowball for me where I like, oh, dang, I should have done more. And then like, sometimes I get like down about it and I get too down about it to where like, I don't do the thing I need to do. Like I do almost the opposite where I'm like, oh, fuck. And then I'm like, shit, I should have done that. And I just lay there. And I'm like, fuck, I should have done more. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then the end of the night, I'm
Yeah,
like, damn it. Like I did it again. Like I let
it's a
myself,
downward spiral.
it's very
And
easy.
then when
And
you like fail one thing, it's like so easy to rationalize failing the next thing. And then by the end of it, you're like, you know what? Today is just not my fucking day. I'm gonna start tomorrow. So you're like, I'm gonna just put the movies on tonight.
and then that's where you have the issue of like, it can be like, I'm going to start tomorrow to I'm going to start next week. And then again and again, like I know I have a tendency to do that. I do, where I'm like, oh,
Really?
it's just like, it's like, damn it, I messed up today. And instead of that, I need to be like, no, I'm doing it again tomorrow.
Mm.
Something like big for me recently is like, to be honest with you, I put it off for like the last like a week and a half. I want to sit down and like realign my goals and what I
Mm-hmm.
want to do,
Wow. Yeah,
because
that's
like
awesome.
it's something that I think everyone should kind of do here and there. I wouldn't say you need to be like so self-critical you're doing it all the time, but like it is super important to do that occasionally and be like, am I on the path I want to be on for what I want? And that's something I've been putting off a little bit myself, and I needed to just sit and do it. But
Yeah.
you
I read
know,
this book. It's called The One Thing, and it was interesting. It kind of said something that you just said, how if you don't know where your like destination is, like how do you even know you're on the right path? Like you could just be
yeah,
doing anything. And he said you really got to reverse engineer and go into what you want out of life. Like what's your someday goal, and then work your way from there. Like what's your 5 year goal, 1 year goal, 1 month, one, and then 1 week, and then 1 day goal, and then what's your right now goal, and then from there that right now goal should feed into that someday goal. And that was really powerful for me whenever I read that book,
dude, it's yeah,
because
it is.
I never thought about it. Like I was just doing what I just going with the flow, you know.
No, I agree, and everyone wants that. That's the other thing, is like we all want that, where it's like I can just do whatever and it goes with the flow, right? But like we don't realize is like in order to get to there, like we have to be, disciplined and relentless on doing the things that help us get to that level where we can be like, I can just sit back now. Like
Yeah.
it's very interesting to think about that, because I would want that. Like, who doesn't? Like, who doesn't want to just like go through things and just be like, that's gonna work out? Like, of course, I mean, obviously, you want to have that positive, like it is gonna work out. But with with that being said, like you have to have the work to back it up. You just got to be able to like, you can't just be like, oh, I'm completely go with the flow and like I'm gonna get there eventually without like
Right.
putting in the work.
I think, I'm so extreme. I've definitely been on both sides of that spectrum this year, where at one point I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go with the flow. Fuck it, life, have fun, and just do me. And then I've definitely been on the side where it's like, I have to make it, but I also couldn't enjoy anything. Like I was just so obsessed with trying to quote unquote make it that
Mhm.
everything else falls apart. There has to be that like nice healthy balance
Back to that
between like
balance, bro.
I'm
Back.
trying to make it, but also let me enjoy this movie as well, like every now and then, or let me get on the podcast with Babs and shoot the shit for a little
Yeah,
bit.
man. I mean, but it's back to that balance, dude. It's tough. It's not easy to find that balance that you want. That's why like I have the podcast, is because like it's something I like to talk about, and like I have all these different people on. They talk about how they got started, what they do, how they've navigated through it, and like you get a different perspective, and you never know who else is going through stuff like that too, where they're trying to work on something, figure it out, and how do I keep my family, my friends, my girlfriend all happy while I'm working full
Mm,
time and I want to do that. Like there's so many things. And I do this talk because like sometimes you guys, like the guests, give me advice. Like sometimes you say things and I'm like,
I was gonna say,
I never thought of that. And
I
like,
feel like you learn a lot from people while you talk to people, or just as far as like learning how to communicate with, like if you talk to people every week and that's your job, like I just imagine like Joe Rogan's probably a master communicator by now, like someone who's done that many podcasts.
there's no doubt he is. I mean,
Yeah.
he's talked about it very briefly. He doesn't go into detail about it, but he has talked about how over time the podcasts have changed, because he himself started to realize like, oh, I need to listen more. I need to ask like better questions.
He's really fucking good though right now. Like I've been watching his podcasts and I'm so impressed. I would like to say that I have like a very basic understanding of social dynamics, and I'm just like the way he makes people feel very comfortable, and the way he asks the right questions and triggers like their excitement on subjects and topics. I'm just like, he's just a master at it. By now, he's really good.
He absolutely is. And it's not like again, like he might have been winging them at the beginning, right? Where he was just talking to friends and shooting shit. And like that's good and all. And that's how it got him to where he is now. But then like now, yeah, he's definitely evolved to where like he is meeting somebody like the first time they sit down on a podcast, and like he has to be able to make them comfortable and talk so like the podcast is good. Because if they're like rigid and like just tight, like it's gonna come across tight and it's not gonna get the full extent of the podcast. I mean I've even seen that. Like I'm starting to do things which we didn't do because we're friends and we talk occasionally here and there. We see each other at events and stuff like that. So I didn't think we needed to, but like I've started doing that with guests that I'm going to have on for the first time. I've started to have like a podcast pre-call. Like it's like, that's what I call it. And call whatever you want.
Yeah.
But like it's pre-call. It's like we
make people subscribe to watch that. You have to pay $5 a month to see the podcast pre-call.
It's a part of the Patreon. Yeah. We do like 5, or I call them and I tell them like, hey, we're gonna do 15 minutes and we're just gonna do 15 minutes. I'm gonna introduce myself, you introduce yourself. We talk about some of the things, ask some questions. We come up with ideas for the podcast if there are any like specific topics we want to hit, but most of it's just shooting from the hip. And then by like 15-minute mark, it extends to like 30 minutes. I mean, I haven't had one call where like it has gone only 15 minutes. Like all of them have gone 30, 40 minutes. And we're like, shoot, we just chatted away for 40 minutes. And like now we feel like we know each other a little bit better. So then when we sit down and do this, it's like, we do know each other. There's no like awkward, like, hey, nice to meet you for the first time on Zoom or, you know, or in person, some of them, but it's definitely with anything, dude. It's something like you learn as you go along, even the things you have like fun with, like even festivals. Like the first time I went, it was like a lot different than how I go now. Like there's a lot more planning. There's a lot more being ready for the what if scenarios, you know, stuff like that.
So on the topic of goals, I'm curious, what are your goals? Like, what is your, let's break this down. What's your someday goal? Like, what do you want to accomplish one day?
My main goal is to definitely get away from the 9 to 5 arena. It serves itself well. I like the job I have now. I can't complain, but I just feel like I could be doing more. I feel like there's more out there to do. And nothing against people that have 9 to 5s. I mean, like I said, I have one right now, and nothing against people that stick in corporate life. There's nothing wrong with that. But some people want more and I want more. That's where things get haywire for me. It's because I'm like, oh, I want to like do a podcast all the time. Oh, I want to do photography and videography because I like those. Those are my interests too. Oh, I need to learn video editing then. And so it's like, there's like 5 things right there. And then it's like, oh, well, you know, I'd like to own real estate one day. Okay, there's a 6th thing. Oh, I want to know stocks. 7. So like, that's where I get haywire. It's like, I've got the ideas. I know what I want to do, but it's like, I need to hone in on one, get really good on the one, and then start branching from there. And that's where I get haywire because I sit around a lot of the times and I'm like, oh, this idea, and I'll research something for an hour. Or the opposite happens is I have those 7 ideas floating around and I can't pick one to just do. And I end up doing none of them.
Oh my God. I feel like I'm such a victim on that. Like the one time that I've gotten like any talent on anything is when I've actually stuck to just one thing for sure. For sure. But I feel the same pain. And it's even as small as what, like for me right now, like what social media platform do I want to put most of my energy into? It's hard because like
to the choir.
Like I can't put all my energy into YouTube and Instagram because it's like they're 2 different. Well, I kind of can actually. Those 2 I probably could, but like I can't do like be a TikTok master and then YouTube, and then it's just only so much you can learn and do for sure.
I'm with you there, dude. That's something that how some of the people we know are able to do every platform is without, I mean, I don't know, maybe they use scheduling apps, I don't know, but for me it's hard. I agree. Like it's hard for me to be like, I need to do all of them. Okay. Yeah. I need to focus on all of them. And I mean, Gary Vee had like the best method, which is like do long form and then document and then go down. And truthfully, that did not click with me until about 2 weeks ago, the document thing. And that's something I'm slowly trying to change. I think I'm going to start trying to document things on TikTok and just go from there and have like TikTok become almost like a daily vlog. And it's just random things that occur and nothing more than that. And if people want to follow, they can. If not, they don't. And then I don't know. Have you heard of Victoria Paris?
No, I haven't. No.
Look up. I'll send you this podcast after. It's she is a girl on TikTok that through COVID went from 0 to like 1.1 million followers. Just
Wow.
astronomical amount. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
And what she decided to do is she lost her job, so she wasn't working for 5 of the days, and she was going to school only 2, and the classes were Zoom classes. And so she was like, basically, she was like, I don't know what else I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just dive into this TikTok. And her original purpose was like, I'm gonna just post a lot, and maybe it'll drive traffic to my like vintage purse selling. I think that's what it was. It was something like that. Like it was her whole idea was like, I'm just going to drive people to my shop so I can make money to pay rent. And then she realized like, oh no, if I like really start doing this like all day, every day, it'll be so much more. Like it'll be crazy, like more. And so she
Yeah.
just started posting like 20 videos a day on TikTok. I mean,
Wow.
which is, and they're not even necessarily like to trends. Like I went through her TikTok literally over the weekend on Saturday. I sat and I was like, I'm just going to analyze. I'm just going to like scroll through. I'm going to go down as far as I can. Cause like 20 videos a day, you can only get so far.
Right.
And
Jesus. Like, oh
so
my
like,
God. I do like 20 videos every 2-3 months.
bro,
Like,
nuts,
holy crap.
nuts. I mean, it is crazy. And like there was, I counted one day, there were 17 videos. Like you can scroll for an hour, dude, and only be a month through her, like her feed. And every video has got 100,000 watches. It's nuts. But like she
Yeah.
was like, I'm just gonna dive into this and like personally vlog everything I do on here. And
Wait,
yeah,
what?
she just throughout her day was like doing like, hey, I'm doing this today. Oh, I went to the market. Look, I got this, and this. We're
Dude,
gonna
that's
try this out.
insane.
And I was like, just watching all of them, and I'm like, this is like, it worked. I mean, she got to 1.1 million fans. She's got the brand deals, a creator fund, stuff like that. So like, she's set. Are you looking
Wow,
her up right now?
dude. Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I'll send you the podcast that she just did with it's the Colin and Samir show. I don't watch them
Oh,
too much.
I love Colin and Samir.
I don't watch
They
them.
partner with Yes Theory.
Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they have a podcast episode with her where they just talk with her for 30 minutes about how she got started, everything, and they kind of go into detail. And she gives a lot of light of like why she did it, what she does now, and she doesn't post that much now, comparatively, but she still does post a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
and then she also talks about how she's planning on dividing up her socials, but just
Dude, that's insane.
a crazy, yeah. I mean, 20 videos a day is
Oh, dude, that reminds me of something I saw at work. Have you ever heard of IRL streamer?
no, I'm not super
Okay.
familiar with the stream world, if I'm honest.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because my friend's calling me. I texted her, yo, we need to talk ASAP because I got a crazy urgent text about work. And then she starts calling me. And
You have to
I'm like, can we
decline.
can I talk later? She's probably like, fuck you. Can we talk ASAP, but later? Anyways, dude, so IRL streaming is people streaming their real life and showing it live. Now, I had someone come in. He had a shoulder mount for his camera. It didn't even look like a camera. It was like a webcam almost. And it was like hooked up to his backpack. It was all live. And I knew instantly what it was, or at least I thought I did, because my friends had told me about it. They're like, dude, you should do IRL streaming, bro. Like you'd be good at it because they saw my interviews at festivals. And then I was like, I went up to him and I'm like, dude, that's dope. Are you IRL streaming? He's like, yeah, man, I do this every day, literally every single day. And then I look at his chat. He had 2,000 people watching him at that moment.
That's
And I
wild.
was like, what's up, guys? How's it going? And then he's just the chat stream going crazy. And I'm like their server. So I walk up and I'm like, hey, put the camera on me because, you know, I'm not shy.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
like, what's up, guys? Here's the food. You hope you guys are ready to eat. And I put the food down. I'm like, dude, this is such a crazy world we live in where someone can get paid for just showing. Literally, he's not doing anything crazy. He's literally just eating and talking with his friends. And the only crazy part was if someone donates $50 on the stream, he has to do a backflip within 10 seconds or he has to donate the money. Yeah, within 10
So that
seconds,
would
he
be
has to do a
like,
backflip.
so he does some like something engaging to keep people on, right?
Yeah.
Because they could say that, like, say he's at dinner or lunch and he gets that he has to go do a backflip within 10 seconds, and like
Yeah.
I guess that's entertaining because you could see him have to scramble in the restaurant.
I was trying to get the restaurant. I was like, guys, we should all chip $5 and make him backflip.
Literally,
Just throw it on the
you gotta,
table.
like,
Just
do it off the
$50. You
table.
got 10 seconds.
Dude. Yeah,
But nobody was willing to donate 5, which is understandable. Yeah.
No, that's interesting. That's
Yeah.
a thing now. I've never heard of that. But that's
Yeah,
wild
it's
too.
wild. It's wild. But I can just imagine doing that. The only thing is you would have to do it consistently. So you couldn't just only do it at festivals. I feel like that would be inconsistent. At least that, I don't know. I'm just brainstorming. I don't even know. But I can imagine myself doing it at festivals, just
Yeah,
IRL
some
festivals.
crazy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be so fun.
Now that's something we were talking about too, is how festivals, we both started because of
Yeah.
festivals. Like with that,
Yeah.
that's how this got its origin, which obviously it's evolved into more something now.
Yeah.
And I have my own festival stuff. But like that's how we both got started. And that's how we both came to realize, like, maybe we shouldn't throw all of our bags into one basket.
Yeah, COVID. Fuck. Yeah.
So let's talk about that. What have you been up to besides
Good
the
question,
festival
man.
stuff, man?
So I've always been into self-help. When I grew up, I was the opposite of what I am now. And I basically taught myself or learned that the mind and the body are able to change drastically. Like, especially after reading this David Goggins book, like you can be nothing. You could be stupid. You could be fat. You could be lazy. You can be all the negative things that you want to be. And you can flip the script on anybody. And I kind of had an upbringing where I just didn't have a lot of confidence. I didn't have confidence instilled in me. And it's something that I had to like go out and get. And it all started with me like doing push-ups at home for no reason and running around the block until I couldn't run anymore. And then losing weight, and then quitting weed, alcohol, quitting all these drugs, and reading, meditating, eating healthy, and then feeling the difference and doing challenges to see like maybe I can fast for 48 hours. Maybe I can fast for 72 hours. What is my body capable of? Let me try to run 10 miles today. Let me do this. And then just noticing how I feel, my confidence. And I look back at my old videos and like old memories, and I'm just like, who the fuck is that guy? I'm like, transformation is so real. And I attribute most of it or a lot of it to people on YouTube who have helped me out. So that's kind of where I'm headed right now. And it was very hard for me to continue to create EDM content when there was no more passion for it, because it was just didn't make sense. And I felt like I was wasting my time and wasting other people's time, because like I wouldn't want to watch my own video if it's about EDM festivals at that moment. So why would I expect anyone else to? Whereas I would watch a video about meditation. That's actually something that interests me and something I have a lot of passion for. And that led me to like dive into self-help and like, how can I create content that actually brings value to people? Granted, I do get way less views on self-help, but the meaningful comments I get are crazy. Like my meditation video got like 300 views on YouTube, but I got like 10 comments, 20, like so many DMs saying like, yo, I'm going to start meditating now. That blew my mind. People messaged me, at least 3. I'm going to start meditating now. And a couple random people that I didn't know. And then most of them were just my friends. But it's like, I really crafted a video or content that I have a goal of like, hey, I want to change your life. I want to influence you to do the right thing. And then part of it's me trying to figure out what is the right thing, like,
yeah.
And that's like, and then it's another challenge because I don't know it all. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. Obviously, I'm not where I want to be. And it's like, who am I to tell anyone anything? So the only thing I can do is tell people my experiences and like how it made me feel, how it affected my life, my confidence. I want it so bad. Like I want to be able to be financially stable and say, look, I made it. This worked. But I haven't made it. So I don't know if any of this shit works. Like, I don't know if meditating is actually good for you, but I'll tell you this, it did get me through my breakup. I remember that. I can tell you that much. So that was like the main premise of my last video, is like, hey, this got me through tough times. and this is how it happened. So
Yeah, I know. I think you're right there. I think it does help. I think it helps. I mean, when I've done it, I haven't been doing it lately. Now that you mention it, that's something I want to add to my daily goals list, which again
so
is
easy to
going
slip away from that.
me to write down my goals and start doing these
Yeah.
things. But they I'm sorry, not they, but it has helped me. And when I was going through some stuff, it helped me. I mean, just the fact that it could relax me, help my mind get at ease. And then when I'm, I could be in one state of mind, right? Meditate and come out in a whole different one. And I'm like, oh, okay, I can see things in a different light now and whatnot. And it is I don't know. I think it's very helpful. It's calming and whatnot. And there's more benefits than just that, I think. But I highly encourage it, even though I'm not doing it now.
I mean, yeah, it's amazing. It's easy to. I remember in the very first thing I said in the video, because I knew this is how I felt when I first tried it, is like the first time I tried meditation, I couldn't do it and it seemed pointless. Like it just didn't seem like a good use of my time at the time. But also when I first tried it, I was like no responsibilities in college partying. So it was like, what did I need meditation for anyways? I was just having fun. When I really started to have more responsibilities and stress, that's when meditation is like, don't talk to me unless I've meditated today. Like I need that shit to keep me sane. Yeah. And it really does help me think through like tough decisions. And like, I don't know if you've ever had like a hard confrontation you've had to do. I swear to God, best thing you can do if before like asking your boss for a raise or asking someone to like stop something that you don't like, but it's a very hard confrontation. It's like, let me meditate first. And you'll really like pick up on your own emotions and you'll see your own thoughts come up and you'll be like, okay, I'm triggered this way and that way. So let me just calm down a little bit and like come at it from this angle. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I don't know if that made any sense, but
no, it does to me. Like we were saying, it kind of opens your mind up and lets you see things in a newer light or a newer perspective that you might not know. Like you can kind of also assess yourself. Like you just said, like, okay, I'm nervous about this, or I'm anxious about this so-and-so thing. I could do it. I could bring it up this way versus the way I was thinking of doing it. Like, yeah, absolutely. I get it. 100%. Yeah. Do you do it in the morning or do you do it at night?
That's a good question. I actually do a little bit of both. I've tried both night and morning. I'll tell you this though, whenever I was consistent with it, it was when I did it in the mornings. Because like night times, that's when I'm like at my most vulnerable. Like I don't feel like doing anything. Like I don't feel as productive at night. Like I'm more likely to watch Netflix than meditate. That's usually when I'm like spent. I'm like, meditation, that's too much fucking work right now.
So you're more of a morning person in general.
100%.
Really?
Yeah.
For you.
Dude,
I'm not.
And that took me a while to learn that because like, being in the party scene and all. But yeah, I'm definitely a morning person.
Could be that. I don't know. Just something about like me with mornings are just hard for me to wake up. Now that could be because I go to bed late and that could be because that's why I'm not a morning person, because I go to bed so late. But I do find there's two things I take away. Is one is when I'm at like late at night, like I do feel like my like little hamster wheel is just going and I'm like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do that. But then it's like, oh, it's 3 and then I'm like, I gotta go to bed.
Wow. Okay, so the way I think about it is if I can be productive at night, then fuck yeah, I'll do it. But I can't. Like most of the times I feel energetically drained and I just want to go to bed or I just want to watch Netflix. So it's more productive for me to like cut everything out, sleep, and then wake up so I can be more productive. But I do remember there was a time when I was more of a night owl and I would stay up till 5 a.m. every day with my friends. And I didn't work until 4 p.m. usually. And I would stay up till 5 a.m. working on videos. And this was when I was very first starting. And dude, and there's something about like back in the day, I felt like I had more passion for the videos because I was able to edit for 10 hours straight and enjoy every single second of it. My friends couldn't get me off of it. Like I would rather edit videos than play games, but now it's not like that. Like I feel like every hour is kind of like a chore, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but yeah. I
mean, you're doing a lot more gigs and stuff. Maybe you're doing more editing for things you're not as passionate about. Maybe that's part of it. Who knows? But hey, gotta pay the bills somehow. Sometimes you gotta take those. Sometimes you gotta. That's the other thing is like sometimes you gotta do. Not saying you should always do things you don't want to do, but like there are times where it's like, okay, I gotta do this because it's gonna help me. Like you gotta be able to take yourself out of the moment and be like, will this
Mhm.
help me in the future? And if it's like
Mhm.
yes, then like suck it up and do it,
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
like that.
it could be something like that.
Powerful. Dude, you should read the David Goggins book. I think you'd like it.
I've got a list of
I
books.
know. Me too.
I've got I'm reading the Dan Carnegie How to Make Friends and Influence People. I like that.
Nice. That's on the
Yeah,
list too.
I like that one. I've read it. The first chapter was really good. The first chapter starts out about you realize like catching yourself, which is I liked, which was different because the book makes it seem like it's all about like how do you like go talk to people and like, which again I'm reading that because I thought it would help with this, but the first chapter is about catching yourself in public settings and in settings where you are kind of like judging people in a way or like questioning why they're doing something. And it's like all about like you got to first like get rid of that and then you can start being more talkative and whatnot. The other one I read, I go back and forth. I've been reading Green Lights with Matthew McConaughey or by Matthew McConaughey.
Okay. I heard about that. Is it good?
It's good. It's different style of writing. He does where it's like through memoirs and like stories from his past, like what he's learned from them. For instance, the chapter I just read, not to give too much away, but like was about like sometimes you do things you don't like and they end up helping you. I won't get into what it's about, but like he has a whole story for the first half of the chapter and then like 3 pages of explaining like this is what I learned. But like I like that kind of style because for me I can picture the stories that are occurring. Like I'm like, oh, okay, so this and this is happening, and it helps. And then also I got Think and Grow Rich, and then I got Rich Dad Poor Dad. So some other books I've heard that are good that I'm jumping around, but yeah, I need to read more. I think that's good just for like your cognitive and just like your overall, just overall. Like,
so I came to a conclusion today. I don't know if I'm right or not, but consuming content isn't bad. Like I've always tried to stop consuming so much because I want to be like the producer, but I figured like you need downtime and part of life is just consuming, right?
Yeah.
And it's not about how much you're consuming or it's about like what you're consuming. And recently I've deleted Instagram, Facebook, all the apps. I still have accounts, but I delete the apps and I only re-download a post and I re-delete. Anytime I'm bored, I read now. And I'm like, reading is now my relaxation pastime. It's really addicting. It's really fun. And like you said, I feel like it does more benefit for me than something else would. And I think, dude, reading is amazing. Just reading has always been my thing. Like even when I was a kid, I actually won. So out of my whole school, I was like 3rd place in 4th grade. For the most, we used to have like a system called AR points. Where if you read a book, you take a test, and you get points for every book. I got 3rd place in the whole school for most books read. It was just like one other really nerdy kid that beat me. Like, and I was so surprised. I thought I was gonna win the whole thing. I was like, how the fuck did you beat me? I read like 1 million books this year. Because I knew I thought I was at 1st place. I was like, I'm really gonna read so I can win.
That's so funny. I was not that person. I'm not one to read. I gotta make myself do it. But I think it's beneficial, and I'm gonna try to start doing it more and more.
That's awesome.
Have you heard of the 70 or 75 day challenge? Have you heard about this?
No, I haven't. What is that?
It's something that I think I'm gonna try, and I might do my own document of it and just do it. But
75 days though?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the challenge? That's a lot of days.
That's a lot of days. That's why it's like it's supposed to test
like,
your
if you hate it, like you're gonna be like, fuck, 75 days of this shit. God. No, but go ahead. What's
like your mental strength of like, like to show you that you can do it type of thing. It's like, it's not like it's hard tasks, but it's like there's maybe 7 of them that you make up. The girl that I heard it from, she was like, I'm going to not drink beer, or she wasn't going to drink at all, I think. And then
I'll drink tequila only.
Yeah, just
it's the goal.
That will not be one of mine for the record. I will still be drinking. It's gonna get me through the 70 days. No, but I think that's part of it. And let's put it this, there's a set of like what people can do. It's like 8 things. I'm gonna come up with my own. Like I'm gonna like want to read 10 minimum of 10 pages a day, 100 push-ups a day, something like that. And it's just for 75 days, and it's supposed to be small things that you can do to help better yourself every day. So I don't know. I'm gonna
I like that.
I'm gonna start it pretty soon here. I'm waiting on
like
I'm
that.
figuring out what things I want to add to the list, and I'm gonna just post like I'm starting this 70-day challenge.
Yeah. See, I'm like that. Like I'm extreme. I like doing challenges where it's like it's either all in or nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we're running 5 miles a day now.
Yeah.
And yeah, like literally.
Well, I wanted to like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it, and I was like, I'm gonna minimum working out of like 30 minutes a day, and I was like, that's probably good. And I already do like 45 to an hour.
Yeah.
But then I was like, wait, I have sounds bad, but I was like, I have festivals planned in next month that I know, like, I'm not gonna be near a gym. Like, I'm not.
Festivals
so I'm like,
can be justified as like a really good legs workout. Because like you're doing a lot of fucking walking.
But that's why I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna add like make sure I do 100 push-ups a day or something like that, because I can do those anywhere. But like if I say I'm gonna go work out every day, and then I'm at a camping festival, like where's the gym? Like on the dinosaurs back at Lost Lands, it's not gonna happen.
Right.
So
that makes sense.
But something to do. If you want to get in on that with me, I might
have to think about it. That sounds good. I'm actually on my own challenge right now.
What's that? What is it?
It's gonna sound extreme, but it's I'm only on day 3, but I'm pretty adamant on finishing. Like yesterday I woke up, so it's waking up at 5 a.m. and running 5 miles as soon as I wake up for 14 days. And first day easy, first day of any challenge. If you can't get through the first day, then what the hell? Second day was like, this sucks, but I'll do it. Today, I actually went out last night. I woke up today and I genuinely gave not doing it today a thought. Instantly, I was like, fuck that, let's go. And then as soon as I got up, it's scary, man. Your mind will rationalize and play games with you. And then as soon as you just get up and do the damn thing, you'll be like, oh my God, this wasn't that bad. Like I should have just, like, I hate that mentality of like, you know what, maybe like the yoga thing. I can easily be like, you know what, it's late. I should get to bed early. I got to run 5 miles today. I got to take it easy.
Yeah.
There's a million things I could say, but at the end of the day, I told myself that I was going to do yoga today.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't do it, that's like me not being accountable with myself. And that's a huge thing that David Goggins talks about in his book. He's like, you have to be your own accountability partner. You got to really be critical on yourself sometimes.
It comes down to the accountability and the consistency aspect of doing things that will get you far, I think.
Yeah.
What's the word? Just like lost it. Discipline. That's it.
Discipline.
I was like, it starts with a D. It's like it starts with a D. It goes with accountability.
Yeah. Dude, so I have a question for you.
Yeah. Shoot.
What has life been like since COVID? Like, give me like a brief 5-minute timeline, or just what happened since COVID, after COVID. Where is life taking you? And how did you get such a sick like backdrop? Like how did that happen? Did you just build that one day? You were just like, you know what? I'm going to flex.
This is just,
trust me, that didn't go unnoticed. I just haven't had the chance to say, by the way, the backdrop is fucking dope.
Thank you. It might be changing soon to like a regular wall, but this is a tapestry I bought, and I've had it since college, and it's usually out in the living room.
That's a great tapestry.
I redid my room, and like currently I no longer have a studio because I had to move, so I'm doing these podcasts in my room, and I was like, I cannot have the backdrop be like a plain wall.
Yeah, I know. Fuck that.
Or like a door. And I was like, I have to put something in front of it. And I like set up the camera, and I was like all day messing around, like figuring this out. And it finally works. And I might buy something that looks like an actual wall, like a wooden wall or like a brick wall, something different. But this is it for now. I'm in space with the
I like it.
But
so fire.
Dude, COVID life. Oh my gosh. Interesting, I would say. I worked during COVID still. My job did not stop. So I was working and then coming home, and I was trying to do this on my off days. I would say about 3 or 4 months into COVID, I got COVID and had some other things go down that I don't really mention on the podcast, but it was like 3 things. I've heard like life comes in threes. It was like that happened. Like, I got COVID, then this thing happened, and then my job wanted me to move. And I was like, and not where I'm at now. This was before. And it was somewhere I did not want to go. I was like, I did not want to go here. But it was like, don't work, it was work or don't work. And I was like, well, I should be thankful I have a job right now because it's COVID and like things were rough anyways. So I moved, didn't know anyone. That was rough. And then I'm trying to think, God, I like kind of overlooked a lot of that stuff that was going down. But we lived in Florida, so things were open. I will say that. Like it wasn't like, I think when those three things happened, if I was in another state and had to be at home, things would have been a lot worse for me mentally and stuff. But then, anyways, worked, done this on the side, just kind of grinded away. And I feel like I took an okay advantage of COVID with this that I'm doing, but not to the fullest I could have.
The best thing that happened to me from COVID is I started reading again. That was the only one thing that I can clearly say, like, oh, fuck yeah, I probably wouldn't have started reading if COVID didn't happen. Genuinely, because I just wasn't reading anymore. And then, when you have nothing to do, it's like, all right, let's start reading. And I was like, fell in love with it again. I was like, I'll never stop reading ever again. This is going to be my life habit forever. After I started that, and like nutrition, but that was from reading, because I read a nutrition book, and then it was like reading really changed the game.
I would say nutrition something big. I'm sorry, maybe I misunderstood your question. I wasn't trying to give like a timeline of what I was doing, but
no, that was my question. I was genuinely, I was just curious, because I felt like it's been so long, and we run into each other like at every festival somehow, but we don't get to dive deep into like, so what's happening in your life while the dubstep's blaring at us?
Yeah.
It's like it's like I can't ask you those questions.
No, I agree.
I'm just like, you're in Florida. You're not in Florida. I don't know what the hell, like, what's going on with you.
Yeah. So and then I've moved. That's the biggest change, I guess.
Yeah.
Was moving. Always wanted to move out of Florida. Nothing against Florida, for all those that hate it.
I mean, it's where you grew up, right?
Oh, I hated it growing up, truthfully.
Really? I grew up in Arkansas, man. So dude,
I felt like there was nothing to do. Like I just felt like,
are you kidding me? It's Florida.
This is but like you're under 21. You can't go out. Okay. So like you can't do half the stuff that you're talking about. And then like if you don't have a boat, which I did not, like there's no boat life. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna go to the beach every day, which like
that gets old fast. Even if you live in Hawaii, that'll get old fast.
It gets old after like 3 days. You're like, okay, I've enough sand in my ass.
I don't even go to the beaches in Florida, dude. I'm like, nah.
You're in central area. That's why you ain't nowhere near the beach.
True. That's like a 2-hour drive for me.
Yeah. But as I grew up and got older, I did really like it. And I'm not gonna lie, it was hard to leave, because it was like, dang, like there's so much to go do and go out and whatnot. And that's the thing with like Florida, is you need to have money to go do a lot of things, because that's what there is to do. Like it's tourist shit, or like things cost money in Florida. That's all I had to say. Like there's not like a bunch of nature things you can go out to. Again, you can go to the beach, but that's really it. Like it's not like you can go hiking or go stuff. And even if you want to go do like kayaking or something, because that's something you could do. Like, oh, you know what? Instead of going to the beach, I can go kayak the intercoastal, or I can kayak the springs and the rivers.
Yeah,
that costs money, because you either need to buy a kayak or you have to rent one every time. So like when you're a broke high school kid, like there's just not as much things to do as you think. Now you get up into like where we are now, and like we have money. It's like we can go do whatever we want, and that's when Florida gets fun, because there's so much to do year round.
Like what I love about Orlando is just the raves. There's a new rave every weekend. But it's bringing up the problem of, I could spend a lot of money doing this. So it's like, fuck, I got to pick and choose.
Yeah.
Back in Arkansas, I had none of that. So it was like, I'd rather have the option than not. But I am going to raves like once or twice a month now. But before, when I first got here, it was every fucking weekend.
Dude, yeah, that's what I would do.
It was every day, actually. I was just going out every day, like a kid in a playground, like, oh my God, there's places open on Tuesday. Like, I'm from Arkansas, dude. There's not a lot out there, man.
That's so true. And that people don't think about that, but like you absolutely can't. I mean, most places you can go out every day, but not like what you're saying. I get what you mean.
Yeah, like you can party like it's a Saturday on a Tuesday.
Yeah. like legit party. Like there are other people out legit partying. Like not like, oh, there's a few of us at the bar. Like no. Like the bar is packed. Like
and there's a DJ and there's lights.
Yes, 100%.
It's like
it's you can get very quickly sucked into that scene of Florida.
I did, man. I did.
It's even worse. Like Central Florida's got a lot, but like Miami life is even wild.
Oh, dude, I can't even.
It's its own world down there with like.
You really gotta have money to party down there, though, right?
And you really have to have money to party.
Fuck that, man. I couldn't.
Not if you're a girl.
I was balling.
I will say.
Not if you're a girl. True that. Yeah, if you're
Dude,
a girl, you can just do it.
one of my coworkers who will remain nameless went to Miami like a few months ago, and I was like, oh, it's girls trip. Woo. And I'm like, girls trip, like what are y'all doing? And they're like, oh, we go out, we dance around in one of the clubs, we get invited to a table, and then we just hang out the night at the table, and
Oh
like,
my
or we go to
God.
another table. And I'm like, what? Like, it was blew my mind. Like, I just never thought of it because I'm a guy. I'm like, yeah, dude, I can't do that. That doesn't
Yeah.
happen. It doesn't happen.
Fuck, dude, that's crazy.
No, that's a whole different life. We don't get that.
Yeah, that's crazy,
We only
man.
get we get we only get that when we have, like, that's why, dude, that's why guys like want to have a lot of money. Like, that's why, like, that's like our society. Like, guys are like, I need money because I can get the girls that way. And like, that's
Yeah,
what they think.
yeah.
Like, it's kind of fucked up in a sense, but like, that is how they think. Like, I can have money, I can buy a table, and then I can just invite whoever I want up to the table.
Right,
And like,
right,
who's gonna say no? No one. No girl's gonna say no to going
right.
up the table. I mean, they should if they have a boyfriend, but they might not.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. But chances are they're gonna say yes,
They probably
especially if
will.
they're already out. So
Yeah.
like,
But
wow, that's so facts, man.
yeah. Yeah. That's why
Yeah,
we want to make it. That's why men.
yeah.
That's why guys want to make
100%.
it.
That's definitely part of the motivation. And it's like I want to get all the girls, but I need the money. Yeah, but truthfully, you don't need money to get girls.
No, but that's the trap.
That's the
Trap is what
trap.
we do.
Yeah,
Now, certainly it gets easier.
it does.
It gets a lot easier. And that's why some people want that. They want the easy route. They're like, I'll just work my ass off 40 hours a week, and then I'll just take the easy route on the weekend.
Wow. Yeah.
And I mean, that's just the way we live, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, man.
Final question for you as we wrap it up here, because I know we're getting close to our time, but I'm curious about what is your morning routine, and like, how do you get going on your days? Because I know for me, like I told you earlier in the podcast, I'm someone who's like more of a night owl, and
Yeah.
I do find when I wake up early and whatnot, my days are more productive. Like during the day wise is more productive. Yeah. I'm starting to like lean into that and be like, maybe I need to start waking up early more. So I'm trying to gather an idea of morning routine.
So I've had no routine, and then I've had a routine. Then I'm going back to no routine, then back to a routine. And the one thing that's always stayed true is work out as soon as you wake up. That's like the best thing I've ever done. And I think that's the one thing that I'm always going to do now. Especially while I'm doing this challenge, it just wakes you up in so many different ways. And I don't mean like 100 push-ups. I mean, like go for a 30-minute run, like hit the gym, like do something really like endurance wise, like when you're sweating, like you want to sweat a little bit.
That's actually strenuous.
Yeah. And it just wakes you the fuck up. It's like better than caffeine. And after that, meditate. And then after that, get some work done. Sometimes I don't meditate as soon as like after I'm done working out, but usually I feel like it for some reason. Like after a really good workout, I just want to chill for a second. I just sit there, and that's when I get the best ideas. That's when I feel like I've prepped my mind for the day. Actually, I'm getting all this from a book I read called The 5 a.m. Club. And basically the premise is you're prepping your mind for battle. Like every day's a battle. And when you wake up, you just want to make sure you're sharp. Like life is crazy. You never know what might go, hit you.
Mm-hmm.
And when I meditate in the morning and work out, I feel like I've had enough me time to handle most things couldn't bother me. Like there's just like a million things that have happened either in my day-to-day or at work. There's like one chef in the back who's like kind of an asshole, and he's like cursing a lot, and he was just in a terrible mood one day. I literally had just came in, took the wrong food, brought it to the table, and he was like, dude, why the fuck did you take this, for like cursing me out. And like my first gut reaction was to like attack back, like, hey bro, don't fucking talk to me like that. But I'm the new guy at this restaurant, so like, let me chill. So I just literally was just like, all good. I walked away, and all the other coworkers calmed me. I'm like, dude, it's all good. It's not even a big deal. And later on, he actually apologized, and it made me realize, oh shit, like I did the right thing. And if I hadn't meditated in my head, maybe I would have been like, if I was in a bad mood, I definitely would have said something, but I wasn't. I was like, I'm actually in a great mood today. Like, I'm not gonna let this bother me. I actually didn't even let it bother me. I just like walked away and was just like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All good. I'll be fine. And he apologized later, and he's like, hey, I'm sorry, man. Bad mood today. Just make sure you check the tickets though. So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
good. You
that's my
follow this.
morning
That's
routine.
always good. No, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
just gathering things. I've also heard like someone was telling me like cold shower in the morning because how bad could your day get after a cold shower? And I was like,
Shit, right?
you're
Yeah. I
probably
also
right.
I do cold showers too.
I just
Yeah.
hate cold showers. I do
They
with a
suck.
passion,
They
dude. They're the
really
worst.
suck.
Which is probably
They
which
wake you the fuck up
literally
though. They really
proves what we're
do.
saying. Like they're the worst, and it's like, yeah, it can't get any bad. It can't get any worse. Than that.
They can't. No.
But I guess they
I'll
do.
be super tired. I'll take a cold freaking shower, and that's the best way to like if I want to like get work done and I need to wake my brain up.
Mhm.
Cold shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes cold water in my face will do it. Just like 5,
Yeah.
like swashing it, and I'm good to go. I'm like, all right. I'm sorry, I don't dip my whole head under, but yeah, no,
Yeah.
I see that, and I've done. So it's funny is I worked out this week in the morning, and it was like night and day difference. Night and day. I was like leaving at like 7, like, oh my god, I'm ready to go. Like the day,
Yeah,
day
you
is
just feel
young.
good.
So I get what
Yeah.
you're saying. I might have to implement that. So I
You
didn't
just feel productive too. I think it's like you get this momentum from it too. It's like
perfect.
I did good today, and you know what?
I'm gonna keep doing
I'm gonna keep doing good. I feel good. I feel accomplished. I
Yeah.
definitely can vouch for it. I love working out in the morning.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Well, hey, we're getting close to our time limit here,
Yeah,
but
man. I could
appreciate
literally,
you.
I could talk for hours.
Oh, we could
with
have
you,
gone
bro. It's
way
so
longer.
much fun.
We could have gone way longer. You'll be on again. You're always a welcome guest. If you ever want to just come on, feel free to reach out. You're always a welcome guest. But thank you for doing this once again. Thank you for taking time on your night. And yeah, had a blast, dude. Had a blast.
Thank you, man. Likewise, bro.
Good to see you.
You too.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah.
Peace.